you're playing your best footy of your career right now?
I feel like I'm playing some good football. Yeah, that's. I think consistently, I've been playing quite okay this year. Yeah, so I've sort of been able to string a few games together. But I guess it's up to you guys to probably say if it's career best or whatnot. I'm not too sure. You're sort of just playing and trying to do what we're needing in the midfield. And yeah, it's been going okay so far. It'd just be nice if we can get a few more wins.
As a team, Brad, how do you explain the turnaround in, say, contested ball and clearances and all that sort of stuff this year compared to where you were ranked last year?
Yeah, I think as a group we've really nutted out a few areas that we thought we needed to work on, and I think, like you just touched on with the contested ball itself, you know, we've addressed that with playing some different guys in there at times, and we've probably gone back to playing sort of bigger bodies in there as well. You know, like myself, Ollie, Peps, Brendan Archie. Bokey's still a strong guy, and then you get Chatty and Robbie and those guys rotating through as well. So yeah, it's probably one of those sort of areas that we concentrated a lot on over the pre-season, and it's good to see that it's working for us as well.
Does Ken really make a big deal of milestones, or how does he traditionally approach it?
He congratulates you, I guess, and he makes a little bit of a deal, but once again, it's more just making sure that we get the win. So, yeah, I remember at Bokey's 200th at the start of the year, you put a video up and you sort of watch that, but once it comes game time, you're just making sure you can get the win for him.
Any that stand out in particular, Eva? I mean, 199 and 198 in Australia and 1 in China.
Yeah. I guess being able to play finals footy is what you want to achieve, and what you want to achieve is an AFL premiership, and unfortunately we haven't been able to do that yet. So that's something that I haven't been able to tick off the list. But to be able to play finals, and I guess we got so close in that prelim, so that they're the games that always sort of sit with you, and you look at the joy you have in playing in the finals, and then also the sadness at the end of it where you lose. But I guess they're the ones. That's the time of the year you play for, I guess.
Can you compare the joy in winning a final to the joy you've recently experienced with your little youngster?
Mate, I think having my first child was the greatest thing I can think of. Really, that was the greatest day of my life. I guess it was brilliant, and really to compare footy against that's probably not there. But yeah, it's been a good month, I guess, now with Leo.
How much sleep?
A little bit. Probably you can tell by the weary answers that I'm probably not getting the most. But it's been good. Beck's been looking after him brilliantly, and especially like say your night before games and stuff like that. You try and get a good night's sleep. The rest of the time you're up and down a little bit, but yeah, you're enjoying what you're doing, and sort of seeing Leo grow has been brilliant.
You Port Adelaide supporters would have been pretty happy to see you had a boy.
Yeah, I got a few comments on Facebook and Instagram and that.
Brad, how's Charlie Dixon been? Obviously after the what happened at Geelong last week.
Yeah, he's been good. Yeah, I think he rebounded really well. He was obviously really disappointed straight afterwards, and I think since then he's been able to put it in the past and move on. So like I said, he was disappointed about it, but. There's nothing you can do about it now.
As a team, though, you obviously take a lot of positives out of getting so close to a Geelong side who's obviously having a great season as well.
Yeah, we do, and that's we're as a team trying to grow and build across the season, and so far I think that our losses have been disappointing, but you're sort of showing improvement. So we really just need to make sure that we can take that to the next step now and really. Continue winning, So Hawthorn will be a great challenge this week for that, where they're back to playing some really good footy, and you really just need to build on what we've been able to do so far. Because I think on the weekend we played some really good footy across the game, but there was just patches in the game where we weren't able to sort of stop them enough, and that probably cost us in the end, because everyone looks at the stoppage and stuff, but there was a lot of stuff before that as well.
As a player, is it easy to get distracted sometimes when you go back to have your 30 seconds, or is it made pretty clear by the umpires?
It's an interesting one, that one, because that was probably the first time I've ever seen that actually happen, and to happen at that sort of time was interesting. But I guess the rule is there and it's in place like that, and I guess Charlie will speed up next time.
When you review that, Brad, have you spoken about what the players could have done to be more aware of it, or is
With Charlie's situation,
Yeah.
well, that's I guess because at times Charlie's in as the guy that takes the mark going back for the shot. You get focused and you probably go into your routine, which you feel is a set amount of time or whatever, and so the other guys probably around could have been a bit more aware, and those little instances can really help you progress as well. With just the general awareness of the team.
You spoke about taking the next step and winning those games. Do you think you're close to learning those lessons after, I suppose, 4 fairly similar losses this year?
Yeah, I think we are. Yeah, and I think that that's the frustrating side of it, where we have been so close in those games. But like I said, we are playing some good football, and for us, it's really just about putting that into the whole 4 quarters and really just getting over the line with a couple of those close ones.
Is that the most annoying bit, knowing that football is good enough, and then hearing all week from us that Port's playing good football, but then it just being that close in the end, going the other way? Yeah,
and there's just little areas to tighten up. It is frustrating, but there are little areas that you can tighten up that will improve that, and we're confident that we can make those adjustments, and we'll be right. Yeah.
Did Chad Wingard train this morning?
No.
Okay.
I don't think he did. Didn't have an impact anyway. If he did,
so he's probably unlikely to play this week.
I'm not 100% sure with Chatty, but it didn't look like he trained, so I'm not 100% sure on where he's at, but I don't think so. I think it was a 2-week calf when he did it last week, so
So
more than likely not.
Just not trying very well.
He must have, he might have just been sitting in the forward pocket. Who knows?
You've barely missed any games since you made your debut with West Coast. What's been your secret to being so durable?
I'm not too sure, Rennie. It's an interesting one where you fortunately, touch wood, haven't had too many injuries, and the ones that you do get, they're ones that are little niggles that you can sort of play with anyway. So to put a finger on what it is, I'm not too sure 100%. Some guys, I guess, are sort of durable like that, and maybe it's just down to genetics or something, I don't know, but to really put your finger on what it is, I'm not 100% sure, but fortunately I've been able to sort of play most weeks.
Probably. How's the contract situation going, Brad? You started talking
Me personally?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not 100% sure on that one either, mate. It's I think the club were talking that they were going to wait till the midpoint of the year before they really start going down that path of contract talks. So, for me personally, I'm not too worried about where it's at. I'm sure that'll all happen in due course, and for the time being, I'll just make sure I keep playing some good footy.
You're very happy here, mate, obviously.
Here? Yeah, mate. Yeah. That's like I said, I've loved playing for this footy club, so the sooner a deal can get done, the better. I think it'll be brilliant to just keep playing here and see out your career here for sure.